Next, thanks for the invitation to contribute to the closing of this patient organizations event, which I really think is super important. You know, Pippa and all the rest, that we value very much the interaction that we have with the European Lung Foundation, and through that with all the patient organizations. We feel it's an essential wheel of the wagon of the of respiratory health in Europe, and I think the things we do together, we do them better. The interaction between the healthcare professionals within the European Respiratory Society and the patient organizations, on the other hand, is really working very, very synergistically, and that's definitely also something that we see in advocacy. When we go alone as healthcare professionals, then people look at us and they say, well, they're just talking for themselves and in their own interest. But when we go together with patients, we can really show that we're not just saying this for our to our benefit, but really for the benefit of respiratory health. And it is in that light that it's really a great pleasure to announce that with the changing of the European Parliament, the European Respiratory Society and the ELF has been successful to bring together a group of members of the European Parliament, MEPs as we call them, bring them together in a lung health group, a group dedicated to lung health, and several members of Parliament have already signed up to it, 17 to be precise, which is quite a success, I would say, and much more than what we used to have in the past. So that's really super. This you can see some of the faces of the members of Parliament here, but if you have other people from your own country that would be interested in joining this MEP group, please make them warm to join this MEP group. We will meet with them, and I think that's on the next slide. And that meeting will be a forum, and it's not just a forum for ELF and ERS; it's a forum for all of you. And that's, I think, why it's so important to bring that also to this particular meeting. All patient organizations that want to join can join, and it will be a forum for discussion between different stakeholders in respiratory health, but not just patients and doctors and healthcare professionals, but also the politicians, because in the end, they can change the landscape in which we live. It's a focal point for MEPs, so they can also come with their questions to us and ask for advice, and I think that's also good. And I like things that are reciprocal. We give some, they give some, and I think that's what we want to achieve within this MEP lung health interest group. We want to promote a greater understanding of respiratory health, and we also want to see or give input into the risk factors. And I think in that respect, it's important to know that, for example, the WHO will come with new guidance for ambient air pollution and also indoor air pollution. And I think it's really important that we bring that then to politicians so they can then change the landscape again in which we live. These things go slow. You cannot expect overnight a change in policy, but slowly pushing for it and getting members of a parliament involved, I think that's really important, and it's an important first step. And it's really a great achievement of the advocacy office that we could get these people together. We will try to launch, or not try, but we will launch the event very soon, 13th of October. And this will be a virtual event. Of course, there's still no way to meet face to face. The event will be hosted by Mr. Pizarro from Portugal, and also by Mrs. Zovko from Croatia. They will host it, but we are really super enthusiastic that the Commissioner for Health and Food Safety, Stella Kyriakides, will also join the event and will open the event. And this gives it really the power and the gravity it needs to have, and it's really a great kickoff. And it looks as if we have the ear of the Commissioner, and I think that's really very important. So if you want to join, you can join this event, and you need to register though. I would suggest that you contact Pippa from the ELF so that you can be part of this kickoff event. But perhaps more importantly than being part of the kickoff event is that afterwards you continue interacting with us and with this MEP Lung Health Group, because that's where things will happen in the future. It's really a great step in advocacy, And I'm really looking forward to seeing this as a success story of ELF and ERS together with all the patient organizations.